what's up, everybody? I'd like to welcome you to the 40 Time Podcast. I'm sitting here with Jabari O'Bryant, one of our senior leaders. The other half of Ebony and Ivory, we're going of him and Charlie Nichols. We're gonna start them their own podcast and call it Ebony and Ivory. Just messing with you, but I'm here, man. He is definitely one of our senior leaders. He had a great season last year. He's one of the guys that's getting this inexperienced offensive line together to really go on a push to win a title this year. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna start off by asking, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Just going to practice, you know what I'm saying, living my life, you know what I'm saying. Not going through the motions, but like actually like thinking about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And being a leader on the team.
Okay. You were a big leader last year on the team. There have been, to me, I've had many Bari epic moments with you and James Jones. I love that matchup because I felt like every day I was in the trenches with you guys and just watching you guys battle. Like, it was a true battle. It was almost like you guys weren't on the same team half the time. But then literally when we blow the whistle to get water or whatever, it's like y'all great friends.
Yeah.
How do you strum up that much competition wise? Like, how do you strum that up to create that type of atmosphere, because it's contagious to everybody around? Like, I felt like the top parts of our team was our offense and defensive line last year. What did it feel like to be one of the leading guys to really fuel that steam engine?
It felt great, especially coming up from JV to varsity, like my junior year. And like with me and James, I've known James since I was a kid. Like, I've known him my entire life. So like I've always been like, I want to get him, I want to get him. Like, I always want to go against him.
Yeah.
Like I've always felt like James is like up here, and I got to get up there. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt,
I've always felt that, especially as like a leader standpoint. Like, I'm going up to my junior year, I'm going to my senior year right now. I got to be a leader. I gotta make sure the new old line got to know what they got to do and like take charge.
Because last year, just to speak to your point, we had games. In 9 games, I don't think we ever had the same consistent starting O-line.
We did.
You know what I'm saying?
We had five different centers.
5 different centers, and we still had a running back that averaged 8 to 9 yards a carry. That's saying a lot about your group.
Yeah.
That's saying a lot about the leadership that you were able to bring last year. So I'm going to start off by asking, how did you first fall in love with football? Was there a moment that made you realize that this was your sport?
I really started falling in love with football. Like, when I first started playing sports in general, I didn't start with football. I started with like karate and kung fu like that. Then my dad introduced it to me. I started watching players like Dominic Sue and all these other NFL players. I'm like, this is something I actually want to do. Like, this is something I actually want to like pursue in my life. And it just went off with there. It's like a great sport, great thing to do.
Okay. So, for the people that don't know you, of course I know you, of course GP know you. Being a leader on an inexperienced team must be a challenge. How do you motivate your teammates and keep pushing them?
I motivate them by like at times, I know it can be hard. I know we can like go through like stressful moments. One player can mess up a play, another player can mess up the play, and I'm like, I don't want to hear no crying. I don't want to hear no arguing. I just want us to get to the next play and perform it like perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
basically, being a leader to you is holding everybody accountable at the highest level, because that's what you hold yourself to. I look at, like I say, you and Charlie are like Ebony and Ivory to me, right? What is it like having your homeboy back this year, going into y'all senior year? He had a serious injury last year. What is it like to look, be in that huddle and know that you got your dog with you?
I love it because I got him and X like on the right side and like on my left. So I'm just like, I just feel these two like great players, and I'm not worried at all. Like, especially Chuck, like he was injured last year. He told me personally he coming in this year like actually wanting something. Yeah. That's what he needs, and that's what he went to go get. And I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah.
Great having him as a teammate like that.
For sure. All right. Who's your favorite football player of all time, and what about them inspires you?
All right, my favorite football player of all time is Dominic Sue. Yeah. Like, not only like, because like I grew up watching him, but he was just always going out there and getting it. Like, he would always try to like go crazy. Whenever he lines up against somebody, whatever I saw, like he would just take him out.
No doubt.
And that just inspired me to be a football player.
No doubt. I remember him in Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
I remember him when he first came in for the Lions. It seemed like for a minute, it's like whoever had him on the defensive line was going to the Super Bowl or going deep into the playoffs. So I agree with you. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm seeing what he's doing after football. Like, and a lot of times I don't think people realize, like, he was really an academically inclined person as well. So it's just like, you know, the media could try to paint you as this monster, but I mean, when you one of the best D tackles in the history of football, and I don't want to put that much on him, but he was a dog. He was great from the time he started to the time he wasn't playing anymore. You have to have that type of chip on your shoulder and play with that type of chip on your shoulder. Yeah. I mean, that's a great answer. Like he was definitely one of those guys that I wish he could play for Dan Campbell. I wish the young Sue could play for Dan Campbell nowadays, because to have him and a guy like Hutchinson, that would be almost. I mean, it would be unstoppable.
Be dangerous.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying that they're not. It's easy to stop them now, but I would have loved to see him be with a coach like that, because some of his coaches were just as immature as a lot of the players were back in those days. All right. Another question. Who made the biggest impact on you? On the field, off the field, on or off the field, that's helped shape you into the player and person you are today?
In my life, like, my dad has always been there. Like, since I was a kid, now, like, he's always been there. He's always been, like, the main motivation. Like, I wake up, I'm tired, he immediately got me out of bed. Like, when I was a kid, he got me out of bed, went straight to the field, had me tackling him on, like, the little long jump thing. Like, he would have me, like, working every day, day in, day out. And, like, as a person, like, he motivates me to be, like, a future father, like him. Yeah, that's what life is about. Yeah, like, he's one of the greatest role models I've ever had in my life. The greatest role model I've ever had in my life. Like, I'm not going to be the same person I am without my dad. No doubt, no doubt. And you know, as a dad who has a son that's a little bit older than you and son that's a little bit younger than you, you know, I'm starting to see a theme in a lot of the young men that I interview. And a lot of what I hear is their dad. Can you speak to those players or those kids, whether male, female, whatever sport it is? Can you speak to the importance of having that male role model in your life be your dad? Like, can you speak to those kids that might have a rocky relationship with their dad because their dad wants it done a certain way and they want to do it a different way? What is it like being a young man and your dad is telling you something and you know he has your best, he's looking out for your best interest, right? What advice can you give to a kid to let go and follow those instructions? Because even if you can't see it, your dad has lived your life. Your dad is the older version of you. Your dad is the past version of you. You get what I'm saying? What can you say to that kid that will help that kid understand that your father has been put into your life for one reason? And for the most of us fathers understand our concept and our program that we have, our dream that we have for our kids, our wives, or whatever it may be. Please talk to those kids that are on the fence right now and give them a little bit of insight on how much pressure they can take off of themselves if they just follow those directions from someone like their father. So, like, when I was a kid, like around 10, 12, I was, like, really rebellious for my dad. Like, I wouldn't, like, listen to him until, like, I would have to, like, listen to him, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, like, every time I talk to my dad, he says, I'm him, he's me. Like, we're the same. Like, if you look at me and my dad, we look exactly the same. Yeah, sure do. So, he always wants me, like, to follow, like, a set mindset. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't want me to act crazy, do any, like, drugs or no drinking. He doesn't want me to do any of that. He wants me to follow God and follow a straight line and a straight path. That's what some kids need to do nowadays. Just follow, like, their parents, because their parents actually care about them.
Yeah.
Like,
your parents are, and I'm gonna say this, and not to interrupt you, but your parents are the only people that do care about you. They're the only ones. Like, it's like wanting kids to understand that. Even when I'm training kids, I go, "Who wants you to be great more than anybody?" And they say, "You, Coach 40." And I'm like, "No, don't get me wrong. I want you to be great, But your mom and your dad and those people that get you up and do all the non-glamorous work in your life, those people are not here to steer you wrong for the majority of the time.
Yeah.
So definitely that's a great answer. So we're gonna switch gears just a little bit because I think it's important for you to really be able to tell your story in these next questions that I ask you. Ever gone to recruitment trips and recruitment camps and crushed every drill, only to be told you're too small? How do you stay motivated through those moments?
I stay motivated by like just going like not other than like just I'm gonna take their criticism, but I'm not gonna like take it and be like, dang, I'm not good enough. Like, I'm not gonna be like I'm the worst person on the field, because I know I'm not the worst person on the field. I'm gonna take their criticism and I'm just move forward. Like I went to multiple different camps. There was like I win every rep. I beat somebody who was like 6'5" a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But they're like, nah, they offered him, they offered me.
Yeah.
I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the next camp. I'm gonna do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm just move on. That's what people need to do. Like other than worrying about like what they think. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely understand, and I'm gonna ask you this question because I think a lot of times as adults we feel like we just know, like we just understand. We don't understand a lot, and as coaches, like, can you speak to those coaches that don't understand that you're criticizing me on something that I can't change?
I can't control.
Like, so when you say, when I take that criticism, I'm sitting here like, his criticism is that he's too small? Not that you didn't reach step, not that you didn't punch your hands, not that you had the wrong hand placement, that you're too small. Like, can you give a little bit of advice to a grown man, or it could even be a female college volleyball coach, or can you speak to us adults who don't understand I guess you said the importance of being able to give somebody the right feedback in the right way? Because telling you that you're too small after you just beat the hell out of somebody that's 6'5" and then you offer them. Can you talk to us and tell us what that looks and sounds like when you go give this dude the offer, or you go give it to the lesser talent because of they have greater attributes that you can't change?
I feel like coaches nowadays, they need to start thinking like other than like height, they need to start thinking about heart.
Yeah.
Because like I see players like all over the state like are like 5'7", 5'6" that are way better than anybody 6 foot and above.
Yes.
So like other than just thinking like the height thing, I feel like coaches should start thinking about like what they like their technique.
It's football.
It's football.
It's football
like,
at the end of the day.
You could be the smallest guy on the field and still be the best player on the field at the same time. Yeah. And I feel like coaches aren't understanding that at all.
Yeah, I agree, because when I look at somebody like Barry Sanders, I don't know for sure because I haven't looked at his attributes, but Barry Sanders was nothing but 5'7", 5'8". You get what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's so crazy nowadays where I heard Kevin Durant, and I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was just talking about how if you're not 6'2" in elite, or elite, like you can't even be in the NFL. And this is like, I come up from when I was a kid. I watched Spud Webb. I watched Muggsy Bogues be one of the best point guards in the NBA. Like I watched that with my own 2 eyes. So growing up, like, yeah, you might be short, but it being short and not being of 6'5", 300 pounds, that was never something that would take away from you. And I feel like now it's more prevalent to hear high school coaches talk about somebody's too small. It's just like, I was 140 pounds as a freshman at Michigan State, and I played. There was a lot of dudes 6'4", 230 pounds that were redshirted. There were a lot of guys that were 6'7", 210 pounds running 4.4s that were on the bench while I was out there playing. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I feel like, maybe they need to hear it from what it sounds like from somebody like yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're picking the guy that's not winning, you're not gonna win with that guy. I don't care how good a coach you think you are. It comes down to heart. And if you're 6'5", 300 pounds, or 6'5", 285, and you're getting beat by Jabari O'Bryant, that's 5'8", how much you weigh?
270.
270, and you're getting manhandled, and like, what's going to happen when somebody is Jabari talent wise in the same size? You're going to get pancaked every play. So I agree with what you're saying, and I think we need to as adults and we need to as coaches start understanding what we're saying, because everybody's not tough like you. Everybody wasn't brought up with a mindset like yourself. Everybody doesn't have that go-to father at home that can pick them up after you tell them something that has nothing to do. Like, being short is what it is, right? Being short is just what they're saying. Yeah. But that has nothing to do with your heart. That has nothing to do with your ability. And crushing your dreams because of your height is just it's asinine to me. So, what is a message you can send to other underdogs out there who feel like they're being overlooked or underestimated?
I feel like underdogs like me, like fights like Charlie, other than like just seeing college coaches skip over you and taking that like, dang, I'm not good enough, and taking like, I'm not ever gonna be good enough. I feel like underdogs like me should just move on to the next, because like, I understand coaches aren't gonna look at you for your height, but there will be a time where you are needed. Especially as like somebody who has good technique, good strength, good footwork, good speed. There's gonna be a time where you're needed. Like, and just because one coach doesn't want you, another coach might. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just because you're underdog, you shouldn't like fret or cry about it. Just move on to the next.
Yep, for sure. Now, what are your biggest goals for your senior season and beyond football? Where do you see yourself after high school? So let me re-ask that question, because I feel like it's a little choppy. What are your biggest goals going into your senior season, and then beyond your senior season, and where do you see yourself in the next couple of years?
Senior season, all my teammates we're all looking for a state championship. That's like the main goal for our senior season. And after, if I don't get an offer, which I'm planning on getting, I would love to coach. I would love to coach O-line, the young and the youth. I would love to like take what I've learned from my coaches, like Coach Castor, Coach Lack, Coach Stink, all of them, and give it to the youth. Because I feel like with the youth, if you give them the right tools, they'll be better than us. Like that's how it always has been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want to do.
Okay. And if you could give a piece of advice to someone chasing their dreams, no matter their size or background, what would it be?
Just don't stop. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't listen to all the hate. Don't listen to all the doubters. Just keep going. And don't think about your height as like it's a problem. Think of it like a power. Like I know, like on the field, I'm like one of the shortest guys, but I can get under somebody and take him out.
Easy work. Yeah, easy work.
But take him out. That's all you got to do.
No doubt. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. And I'm going to ask you a couple questions. What's the coolest thing you've experienced on or off the field this year?
The coolest thing that I experienced, I'd say the coolest thing that I experienced was as a group, we all like welcome our new manager. I feel like that's really cool for us to do. His name is Peter. He's a real new manager. He's new to this. Like he's not really open as much, but I'm really happy that we like welcome him into the team.
Yeah, for sure. What up, Peter? All right. If you could play alongside any football legend, who would it be and why?
Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce's a dog. That's a great answer, man. Shout out Jason Kelce, man. Shout out Jason Kelce. It's funny because I just watched Travis Kelce in Happy Gilmore 2, which was hilarious to me. But that's what's up. Jason Kelce is probably one of the best centers in modern day football. All right. What's been your proudest moment so far in your football journey?
My proudest moment in my football journey was my freshman year. Like my freshman year, we went 0-8. You know, we didn't have a good record. We had an okay team. We didn't have a good record. Our coaches would argue like every other day. You know what I'm saying? Everything was out of whack. But my proudest moment was stepping up and being a leader at that time.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm 8th grade, and I was injured my freshman year, straight up. But I was still trying to be a leader. Even if I couldn't be on the field, I could still be there for them.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what like really made me proud, especially as a freshman. I'm doing that. Like it just made me proud. Man.
You know, I sit back and being blessed with being able to talk to you guys and interview you guys. That's the same answer that Bobo gave. Austin Bobo gave that same, because he said you guys were really good in 8th grade, and you guys came out in 9th grade and got smoked 0-8. And it was that humbling experience that you guys went through, and it's just like that. And now that I look at our seniors, and I say all the time, for me, the losses are what made me who I am. When people call me 40 and all that, people don't understand that when I was given the name 40, that's probably one of the worst times of my life. That was one of the most controversial and adverse times of my life. And, I was at my weakest at them points. Like I was to the world, like on Saturdays when you see me doing my thing on the field. Yeah, it was one thing, but through the week was complete chaos. It was never being able to start a day and end the day on a good, like all of my strength comes from those weaker times. So it's great to hear that for a lot of our seniors, that remembering that freshman year is in the back of you guys' head, and that's awesome to me, because that you guys really learned to take 8 losses in a row, like to come out of I went 0-8 in 8th grade. You get what I'm saying? So I remember what it was like playing your heart out and just not being good enough to win. You get what I'm saying? Like that fueled me for going into 9th grade, being the starting, playing both ways on 9th grade team, playing both ways on my JV team, and being undefeated on 9th grade and losing one game and winning the league as a sophomore. I mean, not a sophomore, but on JV. That 0-8 season set me up for high school, because it was just like I had lost in every way possible. I played some of the greatest games of my life in a loss. In not scoring a touchdown at all, I played some of the greatest games in an 0-8 season. So I like that answer, because losing does teach great lessons, sometimes more than winning does. All right. Do you have a pregame ritual or superstition that you swear by? What's your favorite motivational quote or mantra that gets you pumped up?
Pre-game, I wouldn't say it's like a ritual, but I pray every time before.
Okay.
I pray for my teammates, the game, and the opposing team. I pray that before every game. Even because we got Rev who does that too, but I pray even before that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know what it's like to get hurt on the field, and I know what it's like not to play your whole season.
Yeah.
And I don't want that on anybody.
That is awesome. Yeah. That is awesome. And to a little insight to myself, that's what I would pray for. I would pray for, look, I pray to play the best game to the greatest of my abilities, to the best of my abilities, but please just watch over my team, the opposing team, for everybody, because at the end of the day, it's just a game, and you want everybody to be able to live the way they were living before the game, after the game. Although that's not, it's in the game of football, which is a violent sport, and sports that just comes with the territory. But it's always good to give it to God before that, to just put his put that shield and put that veil over everybody. So that's a great answer. If you could redesign the perfect play or highlight reel moment, what would it look like?
Redesign. What do you mean by that?
What I mean is, what is your perfect? If I had a highlight of you, what would be that perfect highlight?
Oh, perfect.
Like what would it be? Like if we had a play that lasted 15 seconds, design the perfect highlight reel for you that would make somebody where it would go viral, and they'd be like, man, I don't care if he 5'8". You know what I mean? Like, what is the perfect design highlight?
I would say I'm at right guard, I'm pulling, trying to smoke somebody. That would be the perfect.
All right, so when you say smoke somebody, what are we talking about? Like, what type of guy are we talking about?
I'm talking about a mean edge player. I'm pulling, I take him out, and there's a touchdown right off.
All right, so I don't know his name, and hopefully I'll interview him one day. But number 85 from Hudsonville, was he a DN?
I think
you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That type of player. You get what I'm saying? You want somebody like Tyler. Yeah. You want somebody like Silas. Tyler, so let's say Silas, Tyler, AC. You want a dog. Like you want to go head up. You know what I'm saying? And so in this play, are you pancaking him, or is his heels gonna touch the heavens? Like
heels touch the heavens.
Heels touch the heavens. So you fold him over on his back. Okay, now you gonna keep running.
I'm gonna keep running.
And then who else you going to find?
The safeties, the linebackers, anybody that's out there.
So, all right. So we talking about a running back running the rock, or we talking about Cade running the rock? You know, Mighty like to cut it up way early. So we like who we talking about? So who's running the ball?
Nas.
Okay, Nas running the ball. Okay, I like that. All right, so Hut, tell me what happened. So on Hut, tell me what happened in your perfect play.
I'm trap pulling. I see the linebacker. I take him out. I keep running. Nas right behind me.
Okay.
And we get to the touchdown.
Now, is this a long touchdown or is this a goal line for the win? Long touchdown. So when you say you going to get somebody else, you like 20, 30 yards down the field. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a perfect. And that's when we show off your speed. We show off your agility. You know what I mean? Like that's the perfect play. You know what I'm saying? So you speaking into existence. Hey, it might happen before you, sooner than later. You get what I'm saying? So we looking for that on Huddle. Last thing, I hear you talk about your faith. How important is that to you now and going forward?
It's very important to me because, like, when I was younger, like, my grandma would always, both of my grandmothers, they would always push it in my face, but I wouldn't, like, receive it as I should. You know what I'm saying? I would always be like, yeah, I'm going to go to church, this, but I wouldn't, like, be as in depth as I am now. I went to church with GP. Yeah. Like my whole life, I was just in the church when I was a kid. And like now that I'm taking it serious and I'm like actually using it in my life and seeing how God is actually like favoring everything. Yeah. Like it's just very important to me because like it shows how like God is real. Yeah, for sure. It shows how I can be a better person.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. That's a great answer, man. And on that, We'll end it there. I can't wait to have the Ebony and Ivory podcast. Hopefully y'all let me produce it. You get what I'm saying? Like I can't wait to have the hogs in here, the big dogs in here. I'm just looking forward to this season, man. I appreciate you being the leader that you are. I know the coaches feel the same way, man. I appreciate you coming out, taking time out of your schedule, getting up in the morning to come holler at me, man. Like I said, we're going to have many different facets of us talking and highlighting your journey through your senior year because I think you're one of those players that really need the spotlight put on them for sure. Gotcha. All right. Thank you, bro.